Ladies and gentlemen, may I ask you to please take your seats. You ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, His Excellency Prince Mangosuthu Buthelezi, Honorable Mr. Ravigasan Ranganathan Pillai, MEC for Human Settlement and Public Works, Her Worship Mrs. Fauzia Pia, Deputy Mayor, Itaquini Municipality, Honorable Mr. Omi Singh, Member of the National Assembly, Honorable Dr. Shashank Vikram, Consul General of India, Durban, Honorable Mrs. Shamin Thakur Rajvansi, Justice Geeta Mittal, Acting Chief Justice of Delhi High Court from India, distinguished guests, members of the Diplomatic Corps, ladies and gentlemen, and dear children. On behalf of the Consulate General of India, Durban, it is our privilege to extend to you all a very warm welcome to the 4th International Day of Yoga on this beautiful day at this picturesque amphitheatre. Before we commence our lecture come demonstration of the yoga, allow me to complete a few formalities. To begin with, I would like to invite on stage the Honorable Dr. Shashank Vikram, Consul General of India, Durban, for his message on the International Day of Yoga.
His Excellency Prince Mangosuthu Buthelezi, Honorable MEC, Mr. Ravi Pillai, Our Worship Mrs. Fauzia Pir, Deputy Mayor of Itaquini Municipality, Justice Geeta Mittal, Acting Chief Justice of High Court of Delhi from India, Honorable Omi Singh, MNA, Mrs. Shamin Thakur Rajvansi, Leader of Minority Front, members of Diplomatic Corps, distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, and dear children. Let me begin with giving you all a very happy wishes for the Father's Day, and thank you for turning up in these numbers. And we have just, in India on Saturday it was Eid, so to all my Muslim friends, a bit delayed, but happy Eid Mubarak. I am overwhelmed by the enthusiastic and excited response to the celebrations of International Day of Yoga in South Africa, and in particular in Durban for consecutive 4th year. As all of you know, at the initiative of Honorable Prime Minister of India, Shri Narendra Modi, a resolution to establish 21st June as International Day of Yoga was approved. In his address at the UN General Assembly, Honorable Prime Minister of India said, "Yoga is an invaluable gift of India's ancient tradition. It embodies unity of mind and body, thought and action, restraint and fulfillment, harmony between man and nature, a holistic approach to health and well-being. By changing our lifestyle and creating consciousness, yoga can help us deal with climate change too." India, with more than 5,000 years old civilization, is the birthplace of yoga. Many religions, classical dance forms and music, systems of medicines like Ayurveda and Unani were born on India's soil. It is only fitting that at India's initiative to declare June 21st every year was declared as the International Day of Yoga, and was adopted with a record 177 member states of the United Nations co-sponsoring it. Though the International Day of Yoga is on 21st June, but owing to 21st June being a working day this year in Durban, we are celebrating the International Day of Yoga today. Yoga also refers to an inner science comprising of a variety of methods through which human beings can achieve union between body and mind to attain self-realization. The aim of yoga practice, sadhana, is to overcome all kinds of suffering that lead to a sense of freedom in every walk of life with holistic health, happiness and harmony. Yoga is essentially a path to liberation from all bondages. Yoga is the process of creating body and mind that are stepping stones, not hurdles, to an exuberant and fulfilling life. The objective of celebrating the International Yoga Day is to create awareness about yoga and how it benefits everyone in better understanding the significance of traditional and authentic yoga techniques. The International Day of Yoga is being celebrated all over the world by Indian missions, Government of India organizations and yoga associations. In South Africa, we are having free yoga session in partnership with various organizations, associations, yoga schools and others on this International Day of Yoga in all the provinces, including Johannesburg, Cape Town and Durban. We also run yoga awareness campaign with the support of KZN Department of Education in the schools. This year, an essay and art competition was held in KZN to encourage yoga among students. I'm very happy to note enthusiastic participation in this competition, and all the lovely kids who have won this competition, we are going to give them some awards today at the end of this. I would like to take this opportunity to also let you know that now we have a full-time yoga teacher in the consulate. Her name is Ms. Kavita. She must be here. And she is going to offer free lessons of yoga in the consulate. So those who want to carry it further can here on come to consulate and learn from her. At the end, I would like to thank Mr. Ishwar Ramlutchman, Shivananda World Peace Foundation, Mr. Kamal Maharaj of Vishwakti, Mr. Ranjeev Nirgan of Midlands Hindu Society, Peter Knightsburg, Gujarati Hindu Sanskriti Kendra, Phoenix Settlement Trust, MG Yoga Standard, Stanger, and Satya Sai Sudha Foundation Trust Chatsworth, who are also celebrating International Day of Yoga in different venues in KZN. I would like to end my remarks by reciting a Sanskrit shloka, Yogast Kuru Karmani, Sangam Dvaktva Dhananjaya, Siddhya Asiddhyo Samo Bhutva, Samatvam Yoga Jaya. Translation: be steadfast in yoga, perform your duty and abandon all attachment to success or failure. Such evenness of mind is called yoga. I wish you all healthy living by daily practice of yoga. Thank you so much. Namaskar. Vanakkam. Thank you.
Thank you, Consul General Dr. Shashank Dekra. I now have the pleasure of inviting His Excellency Prince Mangosuthu Buthelezi for his message on this occasion. Ama, representing the Premier of KZN.
Namaste. Your Excellency Consul General of India, Dr. Shashank Vikram, President of the Sivananda World Peace Foundation, Prince Ishwar Ramlutchman Mabeka Zulu, Your Worship Deputy Mayor of Etegwini Municipality, Councillor Fozopia, Honorable Member of the National Assembly, Your Royal Highness Mntwana Mangosuthu Buthelezi Shenge, Abantwana baseNdlunkulu, Honorable Member of Legislature, Mrs. Shamin Rajvansi, distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, a very good morning on behalf of the Premier of KwaZulu-Natal, Premier Willis Mkhulu. Just a brief apology, he has been combing this province and the cold and hot weather has made him to be indisposed, but he loves you all. I now proceed to read his remarks. It is my honor and privilege as the Premier of KwaZulu-Natal to be invited to the fourth International Yoga Day, which is hosted by Sivananda World Peace Foundation and the Consulate General, India, in Durban. When he proposed the idea of the International Day of Yoga in a speech to the United Nations in 2014, Prime Minister of India, Mr. Narendra Modi, said, and I quote, "Yoga is an invaluable gift of India's ancient tradition. It embodies unity of mind and body, thought and action, restraint and fulfillment, harmony between man and nature, a holistic approach to health and well-being. It is not about exercise, but to discover the sense of oneness with yourself, the world and nature. By changing our lifestyle and creating consciousness, it can help our well-being," unquote. This morning, as we gather on the shores of this great city of eThekwini, ahead of International Yoga Day on June 21st, we are one community brought together across race, culture, and class by the practice and essence of this beautiful and enriching ancient tradition. Today, we are joining millions around the world who have adopted yoga as a healthy lifestyle, tapping into 5,000-year-old physical, mental, and spiritual practice that has been part of humanity since the 6th and 5th centuries before Christ. Each year, as we celebrate International Day of Yoga, we aim to create awareness about this enriching tradition, hoping the province and country can better understand and appreciate the benefits of authentic yoga techniques and practices. I'm pleased to learn that Sivananda World Peace Foundation, under the leadership of Prince Ishwar Ramlutchman and working together with the government of India, is taking the initiative to promote yoga in schools and in our communities. On this day, I would like to wish you a successful and enlightening day on behalf of the Premier. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Mrs. Linda Nzama, for that message. I would like to now invite onto the stage our Deputy Mayor of eThekwini Municipality, Her Worship, Ms. Fauzia Pia.
Good morning, everyone. Namaste, namaskar. MEC Ravi Pillai, Prince Ishwar Ramlutchman, the Consul General of India, Dr. Vikram, His Excellency Prince Buthelezi, Mr. Omi Singh, MPL Rajbansi, Linda Zama, and the Consul General of China, Mr. Wang, Ila Gandhi, and all protocols observed. It gives me great pleasure to say a few words on the wonderful occasion of this 4th International Yoga Day. Yoga has history that goes over 5,000 years in India, and following the success of Swami Vivekananda in the late 19th and early 20th century, yoga gurus and teachers from India later introduced yoga to the West. The United Nations resolution establishing June 21 as the International Day of Yoga is an acknowledgement of India's primordial gift to the world. Stress has been called the health epidemic of the 21st century by the World Health Organization and is estimated to cost Americans business up to $300 million a year, billion dollars a year. The South African government 2018 national budget spend is 1.67 trillion. It means the United States spent 4 trillion, 14 billion rand a year on stress-related illnesses of its workforce, which is roughly 4 times our entire national budget. So stress in the modern era we're living in cannot be taken lightly. The consequences of stress are dire. It is a fact the quality of societies depend largely on the quality of economies. And if stress is the greatest threat to modern man and our workforce, then our goals to eradicate poverty and hunger will be far from being achieved. As your yoga practice grows, you may see improvements in sleep and digestion and find that you are more adept at regulating stress, controlling emotions, and directing attention. In some countries, yoga is introduced as part of the schooling curriculum. In some places, yoga is used in drug and alcohol abuse rehabilitation programs as well. In South Africa, yoga is gaining popularity, and this is a good sign. A new social movement is taking yoga to black townships as well. In Alexandra in Gauteng, a doctor has given up her profession and is now helping to train 2,000 young people from that township to practice yoga. In Athlone in Cape Town, a new movement, the revolutionary yoga, is seeing young people doing yoga in the crime-ridden streets. In 2016, the 5th School of Governance provided a voluntary Kundalini yoga classes to more than 30 students to help them cope with stress and pain. I was very curious when I read a headline in a South African newspaper which stated, "Yoga can decolonize us," and I wondered how. It is reported that yoga is a practice that brings all races and ethnic groups in a relaxed space that makes conversations and social interactions even easier than one would experience at a conference or at a stadium at a sporting event. So you see, yoga is great for social cohesion in our fragmented communities. Ladies and gentlemen, yoga has so many benefits. Even this program will not be sufficient to detail these. In closing, I wish to thank the Sivananda World Peace Foundation for once again inviting me, or the Itegweni municipality, to this occasion. And I wish the benefits of yoga is appreciated and accorded the prominence it deserves at all levels in South African society and the world at large. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Her Worship, the Deputy Mayor. We are honored by your presence at various programs being hosted by the Consulate General of India at Durban from time to time. I would now like to invite onto stage the Honorable Mrs. Shamin Thakur Rajvansi for her message on this special occasion.
Prem Namaste, Vanakkam, Assalamu Alaikum, Sanbanani, and a very good morning to one and all protocols observed. I can see that you're all rearing to go, but my message is a simple one. I believe that we should go back to our roots, our traditions of how yoga was initially practiced. It was practiced and owned by an individual in ancient India. Today, with modernization, globalization, yoga is the property of basically everybody around the world. But this has also meant that yoga has become very popular through yoga centers and rehabs, health resorts, gyms, etc. However, we should refocus, because at this stage I must thank Ishwar Ramlutchman, because he has taken yoga with the Sivananda Peace Foundation to our schools, where it actually belongs. Yoga belongs in every family, within every family, and it should be practiced by children as early as possible. What should be happening is that for all the practitioners that are seated out here, you should be looking at how to diversify. You should go to our ECD centers and our creches, there are so many around the province, and start simple children's yoga exercises so that it becomes a way of life for our communities and families. But one more area that I was very concerned about, and this is also in the health sector, and that is the area of our high cesarean rate sections. This is very high, it's very unacceptable. It's very bad for our family systems. Once a mother dies or once a mother becomes morbid, lots of problems, lots of social problems occur. And I think that the merit of yoga in pregnancy should be strengthened, it should be focused, and some of the practitioners seated out here, you should look at it as a career. However, my final message is, and this is from the United Nations point of view, because they declared yoga as an international day and something that everybody should look forward to and utilize its advantages. So I'm looking at the 17 Sustainable Development Goals and the second last one of the 16th goal of peace, justice, and strong institutions. And I think that yoga, which was made by God, given to us by God, actually showed us that God's gift to us as the strongest institution amongst institutions was making us human beings. Because there's no stronger institution than your body, mind, and soul. And if we can all use yoga to strengthen our body, mind, and soul, we can become peaceful individuals and we can attain this goal. We have only 11 and a half years to do this, because these goals has to be achieved by every country by 2030. And therefore, I want to ask of each one of you to do your share, and each one teach one. Teach everybody what you learn about yoga and get everyone to start doing yoga. In this way, we can build strong institutions and strong government systems, and yoga has the ability to transform people's lives all over the world. So I want to wish you a wonderful Yoga Day, and thank you to the Indian Consulate and the Consulate General for giving us this opportunity to make yoga popular in South Africa. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Mrs. Rajvansi, for your message and joining us on International Day of Yoga. The Consulate General of India, Durban, deeply appreciates your continuous support for all our International Day of Yoga events celebrated in the past. Finally, may I now have the pleasure of inviting His Excellency, Prince Mangosuthu Buthelezi, for his message on this occasion.
Honorable Consul General of India, Dr. Vikram, Advocate Zaman, representing the Premier, I worship Deputy Mayor of Durban, the Honorable Omi Singh, Member of Parliament, the Honorable Mrs. Raj Bansi, the leader, Member of Parliament, fellow enthusiasts, yoga. It is truly remarkable, a very remarkable sight to see so many people moving as one in a celebration of yoga. It is even more remarkable to think that what we are doing here today is being done throughout the world. In Tokyo, New York, Paris, and Sydney, in open spaces and in studios, people from all walks of life are gathering to do yoga today. The sense of unity that yoga creates is appropriate. For the word yoga itself, which I'm told comes from Sanskrit, which means to join or to unite. I want to thank the Honorable Consul General of India, Dr. Shashan Vikram, and the founder of the Shivananda World Peace Foundation, Mr. Ishwar Ramlutchman, for organizing this demonstration in all the years that I've attended this yoga day. I also thank the Etamin municipality for its support, as well as the many yoga schools and associations who have just joined us. 3 years ago, I was honored to attend the first demonstration as we celebrate the Day of Yoga for the first time. Some were surprised to see a man of my age attempting the various poses. And I surprised myself, I must say, because I found them not difficult or awkward, but peaceful and refreshing. As I followed the instructions, my mind became calm and my body was at ease. Now, after 3 of these yoga camps, I no longer consider my age relevant at all. In the words of Mr. Ban Ki-moon, the then Secretary General of the United Nations, quote, "Yoga does not discriminate," unquote. I now know that the world's oldest active yoga instructor, Ms. Tao Porchon Lynch, will be 100 years in August. I'm a full decade graduate. If she can do a shoulder stand, the queen of asanas, we can surely all do a little stretch. There are tremendous benefits to be gained. Indeed, the United Nations, as has been said in this podium, recognized these benefits during the 69th session of the United Nations in 2015. And according to the resolution adopted, the United Nations believes that, quote, "wider dissemination of information about the benefits of practicing yoga would be beneficial for the health of the world population," unquote. The proposal for an international day of yoga was put forward by the Prime Minister of India, Sri Narendra Modi. In his own explanation, His Excellency said, and I quote him, "Yoga is an invaluable gift from our ancient tradition. It embodies unity of mind and body, thought and actions, restraint and fulfillment. Yoga is not just about exercise. It is a way to discover the sense of oneness with yourself, the world, and nature," unquote. What I can tell you, fellow yoga enthusiasts, from my own experience, that yoga combats stress. To me, that is a fundamentally important benefit. I think every one of us experiences stress from time to time. The school children among us need only think back to last week when exams were upon us. Parents can think back to the same time, because exams often seem more stressful to mom and dad. As a political leader, I live and work in the trenches of stress. I know what hardship is doing to our bodies, minds and spirits as we struggle to make ends meet, to find work, to pay off debt, to deal with illness, to accept those that keep closing, and to face social injustice in many of its forms. Relational stress is perhaps one of the most damaging because we long to live in harmony. It is vital that we find ways to lower the noise levels, so to speak. We need to combat our stress in a way that restores balance to body and spirit. Yoga promotes that balance in pursuit of a holistic state of well-being. It gives us a space to reconnect body and mind. Unlike running or cycling, the exercise of yoga engages the mind, creating an internal dialogue that is both positive and peaceful. Because of this, yoga has proven to be an excellent contributor to mental health. At our first celebration of International Day of Yoga in 2015, right here, I expressed my hope that yoga will become a standard part of the sports curriculum in every school. I still hope that will happen. Our children need to be taught to exercise positive thoughts and actions towards their well-being. On this Father's Day, I encourage all the men among us to lead by example. Let us show our families that self-care is important. Self-care is not the same as selfishness. It's about taking care of our physical, mental, and spiritual health through exercise, meditation, and prayer. It's about seeking help when we need it. Whether that means seeing a doctor or talking to a counselor, we need to let go of the macho image that real men don't ask for help. The truth is that real men take care of themselves so that they can take care of their families. Real men do yoga. I hope we all live today with a deeper insight into the benefits of yoga. A productive life requires a balance of one's energies. If we can achieve that, we'll be healthier, happier people. I thank you, fellow yoga enthusiasts. Thank you.
Thank you, His Excellency, for your kind words and sharing your thoughts on yoga. Before we commence our yoga session, I would read a short message from the Shivananda World Peace Foundation, who are co-hosting the Yoga Day celebrations with the Consulate General of India. My humble greetings to the Honorable Consul General, Dr. Shashank Vikram, the Premier's Office of KwaZulu-Natal, the patron of the Shivananda World Peace Foundation, His Excellency Prince M.G. Buthelezi Shenge, Ms. Shamin Rajbansi, and all participants gathered here today. Firstly, I would like to thank the Consulate General of India, Dr. Shashank Vikram, to have us as a partner to co-host the International Yoga Day for the 4th year. Congratulations to the Prime Minister of India for having initiated the process for declaring June 21st International Yoga Day. The call by the Prime Minister of India, Shri Narendra Modi, to the United Nations gives hope to the world. We are happy to have His Excellency Prince Mangosuthu Buthelezi for the 4th time here at this very same venue to celebrate International Yoga Day, despite being Father's Day and not being with his family. I would also like to inform you all that His Excellency will be turning 90 next month. We wish all participants and members of the community to join hands in using yoga as a medium to promote unity in diversity in our beautiful province, KwaZulu-Natal. All yoga experts that would like to get involved in yoga programs across the province can give your details after the program. Lastly, we wish you all a happy Yoga Day. We will now begin our yoga session. I hand you over to our yoga instructors for this morning, Mr. Kugan Naidu and Mr. Diego Baldi, together with their stage team, Bongani Lutuli, Kavita Solanki, Taran Kutsia, and Sitara Singh.
Naidu, and I'm your co-instructor this morning together with Diego Baldi. I welcome you to this 4th International Day of Yoga, Durban. The poses you see this morning presented to you are as per the common yoga protocol set by the Government of Indian Ministry, Ayush. The exercises have been simplified because many of us are doing yoga for the first time. The procedure will be as follows. The stage team will demonstrate first, and thereafter we will instruct the participants to follow. So pay attention to the demonstration and listen to the comments as well. I'll now hand you over to Diego Baldi, who will take you through the Shavasana and the Kriyas.
Good morning, everybody. We're going to take some time to lay down in our relaxation on the Shavasana. So I'd encourage us to bend up our knees and slowly recline. So you can, we all do it together. Just a few minutes to ground and settle. Allow for your legs to extend. So working through the body yoga allows us to mentally and physically de-stress and relax. So Shavasana forms a very integral part of the practice of yoga. So feel that your lower back is comfortable. If there's any discomfort or injuries in the back, you can even bend up your knees. Allow for the sacrum and the lower back to completely rest. Allow for your legs to slightly move apart about hip distance and let your legs relax. Turning your palms open and gently closing your eyes. You can feel that the back of your head takes rest. Enjoy this time to feel into your heart. Yoga is very much a self-practice, a sadhana. So take this time to set our intention, and this intention can be collective, for all of us to come together in the true spirit of yoga, to unite and to transform. Take 2 minutes to settle into your breath. Breath is life, breath is the essence of yoga. Everything that we do physically is preparing the breath. So take a nice deep inhalation through your nose. And exhale slowly, even through the mouth, just to gently sigh and to relax. As you become present and centered, physically, the nervous system, the mind, the glands all have the chance to relax. So we'll take 3 breaths before we begin. You can inhale through your nose gently. Exhale through your mouth. Inhaling deeply. Exhaling deeply. So take the time, we'll return to Shavasana. So remember this feeling, remember this position. We'll return and end in Shavasana. Slowly bend up your knees. And through the practice, move very mindfully, very present. So roll slowly onto your right-hand side. If you've got shoes on, I recommend to take the shoes off and even your socks so that the legs can be free. We'll roll onto our side and come up very slowly. We'll have the opening prayer presented by Sitara and Kavita. So sit with a comfortable cross, and we can have our hands just in an open gesture on the palms. So we can gently open the chest and the lungs, and you can close the eyes down. Let your eyes look down and feel into your heart.
May you May we speak in unison. Let our mind be equanimous, like in the beginning. Let the divinity manifest in your sacred endeavors.
So we'll slowly come to standing. So come up slowly, and we'll begin with Tadasana and a few of the warm-up. They're known as Kriyas, in preparation for the postures or the asanas. So we'll begin.
Just a quick note, the well-being and safety of the participants is of utmost importance. So do as much as you can, and please advise your field instructor if you have any problems. Thank you.
So it's very important that we're comfortable. We'll gently move the neck. So slowly we'll inhale and gaze over towards the left. We'll move together. Exhale and extend your head towards the right side. So these movements are very simple. You can keep moving gently to the left as you inhale. Exhale towards the right. So take the time to follow your breath. These Chalana Kriyas, continue to move with your breath towards the left as you inhale, towards the right as you exhale. Allow for the breath to guide the movement. And just release any tension. Just a simple movement creates circulation and release of your neck and any tension in the neck and the throat. You see stresses amongst all of us, and the neck and the shoulders become tense. So keep moving with the breath. Inhale towards the left side. Exhale towards the right. And slowly we'll return to center. I'll encourage a very gentle neck rotation. So as you inhale, you'll raise the chin up. And roll the chin all the way around. Chin towards your chest as you exhale. And as you inhale, slowly raise the chin. And go very slowly. Yoga is about slowing down and becoming very mindful and present. So feel that you're comfortable in your neck, grounded through your feet, and use this as a gentle massage. You can release any tension, any stress from the neck, from the shoulders. And follow your breath. The breath is the key to the practice. As you inhale, gently raise your chin. And as you exhale, release the chin. We'll change the direction. Go very slowly.